world. I'm really excited to share these with you. First up, I have a Russian instrument. I have a picture of it here. This is called the Balalaika. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. As you can see, it kind of looks like a guitar, but with a triangular body. We have this documented in Russia about 1600, so we can guess that this instrument is about 500 years old. The thing about this is it's a really simple instrument. Yes, it looks like a guitar, but a guitar has 6 strings, and each one of them plays a different note. The balalaika only has 3 strings, and 2 of them play the same note, which means that you can only play 2 notes at a time, whereas a guitar, you can play 6 notes at a time. And it doesn't sustain, the note doesn't last, so when you play a note, it just goes bing instead of going ding and holding out for a long time. This means that it's a pretty limited instrument. However, there are tons of different types of balalaikas. In fact, they have whole orchestras, whole groups that are just balalaikas, and they're really, really cool. So I attached a video of a whole orchestra of balalaikas playing, so I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. The next one I have for you is called the Japanese Koto, and it looks like that. And you play it really similarly to that lap dulcimer. It lays across your lap. There are versions of this all throughout Asia, but we think that this one came to Japan from China around 6 or 700 AD. That means that this instrument has been in Japan for over 1400 years. So it's a really old instrument. And today, it's the national instrument of Japan. Most kotos have 13 strings, but there are variations that have 21 strings. And you tune it, like you can change the notes by moving these white bridges. So you have to set it up before you play, and then whatever 13 notes you've decided to set up, that's what you have for the entire song. Just like the balalaika, there are a couple different types of the koto, but they do whole orchestras, and they're really, really cool, so I attached a video of that as well. The next instrument I have for you was actually a new one to me. This is called the African Kora. It's a stringed instrument. It's still really popular in West Africa today, and we have references of it as early as the 1200s, so we think that this instrument is about 800 or 900 years old. It kind of combines parts of the harp and the lute. The lute was kind of the predecessor to ukuleles and mandolins, kind of small guitars. But there are 21 strings on this, so there's a lot, and it has a big resonating chamber. Later on, we think that the kora actually influenced the banjo. If you look at it, you can kind of see how that could pretty easily turn into the banjo. I couldn't find any long examples of somebody playing the kora with traditional African music, but I did find somebody playing Mad World on it, which is a pretty popular song today, and it came out really cool, so I hope you guys enjoy that one too. The last instrument that I have for you is, it's a pretty weird one, I'm not gonna lie. This is called the Wheelharp. Check this thing out, the Wheelharp. The Wheelharp was actually debuted in 2013, so it's only about 6 or 7 years old. And it was debuted right here in the United States in California at the National Association of Music Merchants. So these are people that collect instruments, build instruments. There are 61 keys on this. That's almost as much as a regular piano. And the way that it works, and you can find a video that explains this pretty well, but the way that it works is that you have these keys on the outside, and then in there are strings. Inside this barrel, there's basically like a bow that's kind of spinning around, and you make it spin by pressing those pedals. So you press the pedals, it spins inside. Then when you press down on one of the keys, the string up here gets pressed onto that spinning bow structure, and that causes the string to vibrate, making sound. It's a very weird instrument. It just has a really unique sound. It's kind of creepy. But I thought it was really interesting to just find an instrument that is frankly pretty useful, and there have been pieces written specifically for the wheel harp, and it was composed, or it was made in 2013 right here in the United States. So I just thought that that was pretty cool. So I hope you guys like all the listening examples. There's a bunch today, and next week we are going to start learning about woodwind instruments. So I will talk to you then. Bye.